الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله ومصطفاه الأمين نبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اغفر لنا، اللهم ارحمنا. أصبحنا وأصبح الملك لله والحمد لله لا شريك له، لا إله إلا هو إليه النشور. أصبحنا على فطرة الإسلام وكلمة الإخلاص وعلى دين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى ملة أبينا إبراهيم حنيفا وما كان من المشركين. نعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. We continue with the book of business transactions. Who was not here last week? You were all here last week? Okay, good. Because we decided to move with the second part of the book, and inshallah, once we finish it, cover this knowledge, we come back to the first part. Okay, now we are dealing with mu'amalat. We are dealing with the biggest part of Islam. The biggest part of Islam is how to deal with people, because Islam is a way of life. It teaches us how to deal with people. Among the dealings is buying and selling. When we buy and sell, of course, we are dealing. So Allah wants us to deal with justice, with fairness, not to wrong anyone and not to let anyone wrong you. There are certain things, sisters, that you know people are wronging you, but because you are in need, you let them, and that is wrong. You know people are taking advantage of you, but let's say you need that thing. That is also wrong, because you're helping them to continue doing that to others who will be in dire need. Who will be in dire need, more need than yourself. Okay, so I think we stopped at hadith number 662. Hadith Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhu, 662, page 256. Are you all there, inshallah? Okay, let me start with, we have new sister. Your mom? Ahlan wa sahlan. Your sister? Auntie, mashallah. Welcome. Okay, yalla, start with Sister Farina. Go ahead, first hadith. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Very good. Habal al-habala means pregnancy of a she-camel. When a camel is pregnant, the person may sell only the mother. He says the baby is mine. Meaning, somebody wants to buy something. I want to buy a camel or a cow, but she's pregnant. The seller will tell me the baby is mine. I will sell you only the mother. This is wrong. Number one, we cannot separate between mother and baby. That's one. Number two, mister, this is together. It's something that comes together. You cannot separate two things, which means it's a very conditional type of transaction. It makes a limitation to your ownership. And in Islam, nothing is called transaction unless the ownership moves 100%. When you buy a house, 100% yours. You cannot sell something, let's say a house, and say, the windows are mine. I can come check them anytime I want. No. The windows are part of the house. The door is part of the house. Let's say if there is a garden, it's part of the house. So when you sell everything. So habal al-habala, Rasulullah ﷺ has forbidden the people to separate the mothers from their babies. Unless khalas, they start, now they are on their own. They can eat. As long as they depend on their mothers through milk, it's wrong to separate them. Plus, you cannot do that because you are making some kind of hardship on the person. You cannot say, I will sell only the mother. If they were already mother and baby, maybe. Even then we look at how old is this baby? Can it now survive on its own? Is it eating grass? If it is eating grass and suckling milk little from the mother, maybe. But if it's still depending on the mother, even for survival, we sell both together. Clear? That shows the rahmah of Islam, even to an animal. You cannot separate mother from, which by the way, the New Zealand and Australia do. Your dairy milk, whenever you drink milk, understand, in that container of milk, the mother has been separated from her baby. And they just throw the baby to die. Yes, so that the milk, there is a very nice video on YouTube about a dairy product in New Zealand. They take, the baby is just born because there is a lot of milk. And they just throw it to die. And the cow is running after her baby. Subhanallah. You ladies will cry, definitely, because you are mothers. Definitely. That is the milk we are drinking, Dutch lady and others. So if you can buy some milk from your own farmers, it would be better. You don't know this? They separate the babies because there is a lot of milk. The baby will take the milk from the mother. So they want that milk to go to the market. The baby needs this, then they die. They just die. They just throw them. Very cruel. Very cruel. And then they come teach us, we the Muslims, how to be nice. You couldn't even be nice to a cow and her baby. Look what Rasulullah ﷺ is saying. So, whereby a man bought a she-camel, which was to be the offspring of another she-camel, which was still in its mother's womb. So the first thing I explained, you cannot separate between mother and baby. Second, you cannot say, okay, I'm buying the third generation of this camel. There is a camel now, alive, and she has a baby, and say, you know what? I'm going to buy from you, I'm going to sell for you this camel, but her baby and her grandbaby are mine. Put conditions. No. Once you sell, that's it. Who says that camel even survives? Because the Arabs looked at what we call the lineage. They know the camel is very good. She will give birth to some very good camels in the future. So they will sell with condition. They say, okay, I sell you the camel, this one, but when she delivers her baby, it's mine. And then when her baby delivers another baby, it's mine. Okay, deal. Meaning you are always working for that guy who sold you the first time. Something you cannot comprehend because most of you are not farmers, right? No problem. Just understand this. You cannot sell animals and separate them, separate the mother and the baby. That's one. Especially if the baby depends on his mom. Second, you cannot put a condition for a long time. Habal al-habala, the baby of the baby is mine. No, sir. Once you sell the mother, khalas. You have no connection with the buyer anymore, with the seller. Khalas. Imagine someone tells you I sell you this house, but there is one room inside, it's mine. So I can come anytime I want. You want to sleep, he or she wants to turn on the light. You want to listen to the Quran, they want to listen to music. Would you accept that type of transaction? Some people do, when they are in need. So Rasulullah ﷺ prohibited that. Alhamdulillah, in our deen, it is prohibited. Any question about this, sisters, before we move to the next hadith? So if tomorrow you go to the kampong and you see this transaction done, tell them, do you know this is haram? You cannot do that. You may go to kampong to see Hari Raya, Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, and then you see this transaction in front of you. Alhamdulillah, now you have the knowledge. You remind people. People don't know. Because to some people, what is Islam? Ayatul Kursi, Surah Yasin, Salah. This is Islam. No, Islam is more than that. And greater than that and bigger than that. Good. Continue, Sister Farina, with the next hadith. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Very good. Remember we talked about the slaves? Who owns the slave? If the slave dies, who inherits him? The master. If the slave dies, his master or her master will inherit them. Let's say I am a master and I have slave. I cannot sell the rights of the slave or sell the inheritance right. Cannot. Same thing. The slave, no one can come and take my slave away from me. Do you know it's a major sin for a slave to run away from his master? And it is a major sin for a master to abuse his slave. Look at the beauty of Islam. You slave, you have no right to run away from your master. If he is unjust, you go to the Muslim leader and complain. But you cannot run away. No rebellion. Same time, the masters have to be extremely nice and courteous to their slaves. To the extent, what did we say? They buy them, if I buy this type of cloth, I buy him this type of cloth. Let's say I have slave that goes with me wherever I go. You should see two type of this. He wears exactly like me. If I put this type of sonko, I buy him this type of sonko. To the extent people think he's my son. That's the beauty of Islam. So slavery in Islam is not like slavery in outside Islam. Outside Islam is based on oppression and making use. In Islam, no. Sorry, you were caught in war or sold in the market. I brought you to help me. Clear, close to a maid. But not maid. Because maid, you don't own them. Remember this. The maids, you own their services. But you don't own them. But you are nice to them. Especially if they are nice and Muslim. MashaAllah, they come with you to the masjid. You should be very nice. And Allah will reward you, inshallah. So the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden selling or giving away the right of inheritance. Let's say Sheikh Zubair has a slave. Now I go tell people, who wants the right to own this slave after me? People say, okay, when I die, he becomes yours. Give me some money. No. When I die, he becomes yours. Who said that I will die before this person who bought? You got it? It also encourages people to start killing. Like life insurance. Now you know how many husbands kill their wives and how many wives kill their husbands because of life insurance in the West? Because there is a lot of money. Mommy is very old and she's suffering. Yallah, an injection, bye-bye. Because kafir, they don't care about, they want money. And the Muslims are following the footsteps of kafir by having life insurance and this and that. So if I come to know that your life insurance is in the millions, I might terminate your life if I am not a good husband. If I don't care, if I am on drugs, which most Americans are. Life insurance, careful sisters. So these type of transactions will create what called the environment to kill. And maybe even the slave will kill his master. Is this clear, inshallah, my sisters? So selling and giving away the right of inheritance from a freed slave. Okay, I free a slave. I free a slave. Is he now free or not? He's free. But I say, I still inherit you. If you free him, you cannot inherit him, mister. If you let him go, you cannot inherit him. He's on his own now. You inherit your slave only if he is still your slave. But after freeing him, you cannot do that. Things that, alhamdulillah, we cannot understand because, again, it's not in our culture. But do you know slavery was here even with the British? The British, wherever they went, they created slavery. The French, the same thing. Colonials in general, Europeans. Wherever they went, they created slavery. While Islam actually stopped it. True, if you sin, the first thing you do, very good, is freeing a slave. The first thing you do in Islam when you sin is not fasting or feeding the miskin. No, it's freeing a slave. Everybody sins, so now all your slaves will be freed sooner or later. So it was a gradual, alhamdulillah, prohibition. Because it was deeply rooted in society. People, and until now, without slavery, they still need maids. Okay, good. Sister Halinda. Radiallahu anhu. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Very good. Bay al-Hasad. They used to take stone like this, sisters, and there are sheep there, and they throw. If it falls on one side, I take that sheep. No. Or there are clothes or anything. So I throw a stone, wherever it falls on an animal. Because it is gambling. You are buying on gambling, which, by the way, sorry to tell you, it's like Lazada now. You are really gambling. But Sheikh, I'm seeing the product. The product that you see, it's not the same that they are going to send to you. 99.99%, I'm sure. I did that experiment. I asked for something. When they send me the thing, it wasn't the same at all. What they show you on the internet is not really what they will send you. So, that's why Rasulullah ﷺ, he said there is nothing better transaction than you go see, touch, agree with the person, pay him. He gives you the good and you pay him the money. That is the best. You are seeing with your own eyes, checking, I want to buy this type of cloth. So I'm seeing, okay, it looks nice. All right. How much is this? 10 ringgit. Mahal, come on. 5 ringgit. No. Okay, 8 ringgit. Okay, you agreed. That is the best.
Even though they have the return policy and things like that?
Even when they do that, sister. Okay, they have the return policy after that. Go see. Difficult, very difficult, sister. I'm not prohibiting Lazada, I'm not. I'm saying, Rasulullah ﷺ is saying, be careful. It is somehow throwing a stone. You never know where it will go. Imagine, Wherever this stone falls, I want that thing. So you want that sheep or that camel or that whatever product, it goes to the next. Halas, wherever it fell. You said, no, I meant the other one. No. That's why, sisters, the best transaction is when you go yourself, buy your own things. That's the best. Yeah, it's whoever makes the market. And honestly, like stock market, you are throwing a stone. Clearly, stock market, I don't know, I'm just throwing. I have some money, I don't know what to do. Okay, 0.01 per pound. It came, okay, win, lose. It's a form of gambling. He also has prohibited uncertainty because it's a form of cheating. I'm just buying this thing. I don't know even if it's going to be really. For example, they show me a tire. I want to buy this tire for my car. The way they show it to you, but it could be Goodyear or bad year, Allah knows. Tire, Goodyear. It could be made in a very another country, maybe I think Goodyear, Germany, let's say. But it's made in Indonesia. There is uncertainty. That's why Rasulullah ﷺ, even in marriage, said, look at her. Go and see the bride before you marry her. See her. They may change her. Takbir. Give you her sister. Yes. They did that many times. You think you are going to marry X, you end up marrying Y. X and Y almost the same. What's the difference between X and Y? Look. This is X. This is Y. Only this one they left. They removed. So Rasulullah ﷺ says, same thing. The girl needs to see this man. She's going to be stuck with all her life. She needs to see. Think, make istikhara, say yes or no. Not right away and not without seeing. So Rasulullah ﷺ prohibit us sisters from this type of haphazard. I buy haphazardly. No. Hey, sometimes you do this in buildings, apartments, or houses. You see only on map. Oh, okay, I think, show me the map. Oh, I think this corner is good. Okay, we take this one. It's not even made yet. Oh, I just like the corner because it's close to the lake. No. You are just like throwing stone. You see what I mean? Sometimes the developer didn't build yet the apartments and shows you on paper. So you are just guessing. That is wrong actually. I know. Yes. Junaida and Zabaria already panicking. I know. We have to correct many things in our life. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ has prohibited us to buy something not ready. Didn't we say about the fruits and the vegetables? Oh, that was in another class. Your other sisters who attend my other classes, they know this already by now. Because we already explained this. Sheikh Zubair has a nice land. Fruit. I have durian. Durian is not there even I have the tree, but the season is next year. No, Sheikh, keep that. That for me, I buy from you. Here's the money now. No. Until, even when there is flower, not yet. Until the fruit is there. Not ripe necessarily, but the fruit is there. We see the fruit. I can sell now. Although after 1 week or two, we take it off. But when it is just flower, we cannot. How about when it's just the tree there? We just sold, let's say, the product of this year. And it's so good, so somebody says, okay, next year keep it for me. Here is the money. No. Fish until it is brought to the port or the shore. Until it is brought. Because the ship might not come capsized. Bye-bye. We are doing so many wrong transactions. That's why Allah is not putting barakah, sisters. Greed, we have become just get. No. Who said that? Let the thing come and we buy. But Sheikh, there wouldn't be development. Which development that is going to take me to hell? Development that most Malays are on drugs. What do I do with it? Do you know that or not? So many of our youth are on drugs. Why? Because when we build this, we shock them from the kampung to high-rising building. There was no gradual spiritual growth. We forgot the spiritual growth. We went straight to economic growth. That's why many people, it saddens me that 12,000 prisoners in state of Selangor alone, most of them on drugs, Malays. Sad. Where are the Muslims? Where are the ulamas? Because they are not talking about these issues. They're just talking about dua and maghfir. Talk about these issues. The youth are suffering, pregnancies and many things. So, Alhamdulillah, Rasulullah ﷺ is also teaching us not to do any transaction which is uncertain. Many sisters, many buildings started but didn't finish. I can take you to Kuala Lumpur and show you. Kuala Lumpur in KL. It started but it didn't come. So then, but you already put the money. You gave the developer the money. Something happened to him. Maybe he died. Maybe couldn't continue, bankrupt. Then Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to do transaction right, to be happy. Make this watch and put it, maybe I like it, I buy it. You didn't even make it, just in your mind. Give me money, I will make you this. Only few transactions are allowed in Islam like that. When we are 100% sure, and there is guarantee. Sorry? Tailor. It's okay, because you are sure he is going to fix it for you. Okay? And there is daman, don't give all the money. You give some, when done, I can complete the rest of the money, no problem. Yeah. Here there is no uncertainty, unless the tailor is very old. He will tell you, come, put the sting inside. You see him very old and lonely. No, it's a firm tailor. If he cannot, he has a son or a wife or somebody else to do the job. That's different. Clear, inshallah?
So the concept of deposit, you put down money and then pay the balance later.
For what? Very good. For what? So it cannot be a general question. Deposit for what? For example, deposit for clothes, for tailor, different than deposit for a house that is not even built. Rental? Okay. Yes, can. Rental can, because the house is ready. Can. Deposit and then you deduct it from the total, no problem. Yeah. Good. Sister Halinda, continue. One more hadith. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Very good. If anyone buys grain, he must not sell it till he weighs it. Why? I bought grain and I'm reselling it. Why? Why I have to weigh it again? Do you know there are animals that steal? Yes, they eat. You put it in your storage room for almost a year. You think it's still the same? What were the mice doing? What were the ants doing? So weigh it. It could be less. What you thought was 50 kilos has become 49 kilos. Especially grain. Grain like rice. Rice is a grain. And food. Date. Things that can be stored. Grains can be stored. Food that can be stored. You have to reweigh it.
But those people, they sell, when they come back from the sea, right? Okay, they don't weigh it. Somebody look at it, whatever, and then, okay, I give 50, and then the person don't know how much it is.
What is it?
Like fish, shrimp.
When they weigh, buy, no problem. We're talking about look, the hadith is very clear. What is it? Grain. You may put 3-4 durians and someone says, okay, I pay 10. Someone says, okay, I pay 12. No problem. We're talking about weighing. Things that must be weighed. Like grain, rice, date. These things you must weigh them. Clear inshallah, sisters? Okay. Because also my hands are not like your hands. Maybe my hands are bigger because those days this is how they weigh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is called sa'. Mud is this. Mud. 4 mud is 1 sa'. Close to 1.5 kilos. But some people have bigger hands. Some people have little hands. So when I want to buy, I bring the bigger hand. Come here. When I want to sell, I call her. Come here. This one. Sharif, I can't take. No, unfair. You got it? But you see the hikmah why subhanallah, we weigh? You never know. So Rasul said, weigh again. It's okay. If anyone buys grain and he wants to resell it again, meaning make sure, alhamdulillah, what you sold, because you take nothing with you when you die. Why cheating? Why being greedy? Or why you don't cheat but you are negligent? Okay?